Well, a very good evening to you and welcome to another EMTV Rewind, another classic match from the archives of Edinburgh What the Fork Monarchs. Tonight we're going to go back to 2007 and to the 8th of June when the Lynn Stars came calling in the Premier League. Hope you're all keeping well and you're all keeping safe. And my name is Liam Rudden.
And I'm John McGilvery. Well, 2007 wasn't one of our most successful seasons. We had a major team revamp mid-season. However, before that, we faced up to the most successful side of the time, the Lynn Stars, who were league and knockout cup winners in the previous season. They were still very much a team in contention the following season, and as they came to Armadale on the 8th of June, led by their star heat leaders Tomas Topinka and Nermark. For Edinburgh that night, at number 1 it was Ronnie Corey, and at 2 Derek Snedden, 3 it was Theo Piper, and 4 Andrew Tully, at 5 it was Henrik Moller, and at 6 Jack Roberts, and at 7 Matthew Weathers. Liam.
Thanks John, and lining up for the Stars that night, at number 1 we had Tomas Topinka, number 2 was Chris Mills, 3 Daniel Nermark with Trevor Harding at 4, at 5 it was Lee Bindown, James Brundle was number 6, and 7 was Thomas Sushinek. So without further ado, this Tapes Up Tuesday, let's go and join Mike Hunter in the commentary box. And let's go racing.
Good evening from the Lothian Arena, and tonight's Premier League match brings the Kingsland Money Centre Stars to the arena. And with me now, young Australian rider Trevor Harding. Trevor, you were riding just recently for Australia. Did that go the way you expected?
It was a great opportunity to ride for Australia. We had a little bit of bad luck. It was an experience for me as well as the other boys. You know, we didn't quite get through to the final, but we all gained a lot of experience from it, and it was a great tour. You know, just all the boys gelled well, and it's a shame I can't do it again next year because I'll be too old, but it was just a great experience.
You certainly don't look too old for it next year, but you've had about 5 or 6 seasons now, and I think it's safe to say last year you were part of a very good side, and again this year you've also got a sort of unique record, scoring a paid win in every Kingsland match. What's the story behind that? Is it the equipment or just the way you feel?
I think it's a bit of both. I mean, at the moment I'm riding high, you know, it's just everything seems to be going well for me. I've been training hard. We've put a lot of money back into the bikes this year with new engines, carbies, frames, the whole lot, you know, just everything I earn goes straight back into the bikes, and I think it's paying off.
Yeah. You almost became a Monarch, didn't you, not so long ago?
Sorry?
You almost became an Edinburgh Monarch not so long ago. The club were after you at the beginning of a couple of seasons ago, I think it was.
I think John Oliver was maybe going to come up here at one stage. I know there was a bit of talk about me coming up, but we never really got a deal sorted out or anything like that.
How do you find travelling around all the tracks now? Are you pretty au fait with all the surfaces that there are in the Premier League now?
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty good. I mean, I can basically get anywhere in England now, you know, without maps and that sort of stuff, but it's been good. A friend of mine from Australia, Mark Jones, has been over just throwing some spanners around, helping out with a bit of driving and stuff like that, so it's been really good. The travelling hasn't really bothered us that much yet, but we still got a half a season to go, so
that's right.
It'll build up.
What about tonight's match then? Having had a look at the Monarchs side, how do you see the strengths and depths there for you?
I haven't really studied the teams all that much, you know. I go to each meeting just wanting to go out there and win 4 races, you know, maybe 5 if I'm lucky. So with the team that we've got, the team manager in Rob Lyons, it's just, I mean, at the moment the whole team's riding real well. We've been beating other teams on away tracks, and we've been running real close and getting draws. So, you know, I think we can do anything, and I'm sure that we can come away with a win tonight.
Have you had a chance to walk around the track and have a look at it?
Yeah, I have. About half an hour ago I went for a quick track walk with the team, and it looks very good. Edinburgh's a track that I like. I don't necessarily go well, but hoping to change that tonight and hopefully have a good one.
Well, it's certainly got the weather for it, and I'm sure that you'll be much happier in this kind of weather racing, Trevor.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I spoke to a sponsor on the way up, and he said it might be raining out there, and totally opposite. It's real nice up here at the moment.
That's lovely. Well, thanks very much for taking time out to speak to us here. All the best for tonight's meeting.
No worries, thanks.
Thank you. And with that, as usual, for heat number 1, it's over to the box, and Mike Hunter.
Heat 1 then, of what promises to be a very tough match indeed for the Scott Waste Monarchs. Derek Snedden rides from gate 1. Chris Mills is in gate 2, very useful second string. Ronnie Corrie makes his return after 3 weeks, coming from gate 3, and Tomas Topinka is gate 4. I think Corrie's away well there, and so Snedden, and the Monarchs lead the way. Mills though alongside Snedden and through into second. Topinka made a really shocking first corner and finished up miles behind. Snedden's come roaring back inside Mills there, and well and truly dealt with him, although Mills is chafing to come back again. Well, Corrie really made that first corner his own. Topinka is trying to get past his partner now, having made up a lot of ground after a really terrible start. So Snedden still has a fair bit to do, and he's a wee bit maybe wobbly there, and Mills has gone by him as they come towards the last corner. Is Derek going to pick up that point? I think he has, with Topinka at the back. So the Monarchs open with a 4-2 in a race that was very interesting, partly because Ronnie Corrie looked in terrific form and he's come back, and partly because the other 3 were dicing for the minor points, and the Monarchs finished up taking an advantage. Encouraging start for them. 2 then is James Brandel, gate 1. Jack Roberts, Monarchs guest tonight, he's in gate 2. Thomas Suchanek is Kingsland's guest in gate 3. And Matthew Weathers in gate 4, and Suchanek's away. Weathers going for the big wide run, but he's actually made a mess of it and finished up well back. So he's going to have to work very hard if he's going to win this one. And that's what the Monarchs are looking to Weathers for, is race wins at this level. Suchanek always looked like a strong guest for the Stars. Weathers certainly on the tail of James Brundle. Hard in there into the pits turn. Weathers alongside him now. He should go through from there, I think. He has. But the guest is winning comfortably. And the Kingsland level the scores there, thanks to the help of the Fen Tiger. 6 points all. Matthew Weathers not well away. Both times so far the gate 4 rider been pretty well stranded at the first corner, and the scores are 6 all. Gate 3, Andrew Tully taking a while to come up to the tapes. He rides from gate 1. Daniel Nermark will be focus of attention, I'm sure. The former Monarch of a couple of years ago. He's in gate 2. Neil Piper in gate 3. And Trevor Harding in gate 4. And the Kingsland riders away strongly there. And that's definitely the Monarch's weakest point. Andrew Tully's done well to get himself inside Harding. They'll certainly drive on that second corner. Neil Piper made a poor start and he's looking for some room, and there isn't much. He's got past his partner now. Harding locking up a bit there. Piper almost up on him, but now whoever gets on that inside line on the second corner makes up a bit of ground. Nermark only scored 5 last week, but he was away quickly there. And with half a lap to go, it looks like a maximum advantage to the Stars. Indeed it is. Disappointing one for the Monarchs there. And it's ominous that Nermark started with a win. He didn't manage to win any heats riding as a guest for Monarchs last week in a challenge match. But that one, he was away quick and made no mistake. From the inside, Matthew Weathers, Thomas Suchanek, Henrik Moller and Paul Lee. Oh. Moller taking a jump at the tapes there and getting pulled back. Back for another go. And the Monarchs are away well again there. Moller leads the way. Here comes Lee round the outside. But Weathers has managed to squeeze him out. So far anyway. Sticking to that inside line and getting back into the second spot. And the Monarchs certainly looking for a big performance from Henrik Moller. Probably not going quick enough for Matthew Weathers' liking, because Matthew's got Paul Lee there with him. Oh dear, Weathers in trouble there, and that's let Lee through into second. Now Weathers trying to come back round the outside again, and he may have done it. Very tight at the front, very tight. Weathers cuts to the inside. Quite clever riding, but he didn't make it. And Muller's going to have to shift to hang on to this advantage, with Lee attacking round the final corner. And Lee, I think, took the victory. Muller just never got going quickly enough there. He upset his partner, and then he lost the win as well, and didn't look quick at any stage in the race. A brilliant ride though by Paul Lee to take advantage and pick the gaps and come through at the last gasp there for a great victory. Heat 6 then, 5 rather, Chris Mills, Tomas Topinka, Steel Piper, Tomas Topinka and Andrew Tully. Steele's made a better start this time, but so's Topinka. If Steele could, I thought if Piper could get on the inside there, he would have had a chance. He never really got there. Andrew Tully is around and about as well, but Piper's going his path there, and the Monarchs making a bit of a mess of it. Chris Mills is well back though, but we're seeing the more expected side of Tomas Topinka, who didn't score in Heat 1. Not sure quite how Mills got so far back. Piper's chasing hard, but he's not making a lot. So any hopes that Topinka was going to have a major off night are dashed as he wins Heat 5. Chris Mills amazingly far behind, considering he had a good Heat 1. Shared race again, and that 4-point gap in favour of Kings Lynn remains. Heat 6, Ronnie Corrie, Paul Lee, Derek Snedden and James Brundle. Corrie and Snedden have made the start. Lee's got trapped on the inside this time, and Corrie riding inside his partner there. Derek will need to shift to make sure Ronnie has room to race. It's Brundle who's taken up the chase rather than Lee. I'm sure Lee would like to be on that outside line. Snedden going very low into that turn. He's got to the halfway point without any disasters. Ronnie's just making sure that he doesn't get too close. The opposition are not close. Into the last lap, Corrie turns it as Derek rides the dirt, and the opposition are not challenging. So a fine effort by the Monarchs opening pair, levels the scores, and no challenge at any point during that race. The only question was, could Derek get round without making a mistake? Ronnie Corrie coolly looking after things behind him and not really threatened. So the scores are level. Gate 7 then looks a tough one for the Monarchs. Daniel Nermark rides from gate 1. Henrik Moller is in gate 2. Trevor Harding gate 3, and Jack Roberts rides from gate 4. Nermark away like a bomb from the inside, and Harding's close as well, but here comes Moller alongside Nermark as they hit the pits corner. Nermark out into the dirt and pulls away. Moller again though on that inside line. He's giving himself a chance, and I think he's going quicker than he did in his first one. Trying to squeeze through there. Nermark knows he's got to stay fairly tight, otherwise Muller will nip through. He's very close. Muller has the advantage in speed, but he can't quite find the room, and he's not got that one right, so he's not going to take the win, but a decent effort by Muller. Nermark wins his second heat under pressure for the whole 4 laps. So Kingsland squeeze into a 2-point lead once more. Heat 8, Tomas Suchanek is on gate number 1, Matthew Weathers gate 2, Chris Mills gate 3 and Derek Snedden in gate 4. Snedden away powerfully from the outside, oop, almost overslid there, and he shoots to the front with Weathers backing him up, but Suchanek also there. Weathers moves ahead of Suchanek, Snedden right out in the dirt. The Monarchs pair both using the outside this time. Matthew Weathers rode at Swindon last night, so he's had a long trip to get here. Tomas Suchanek was with Milden Hall at Sheffield and didn't score. But this is more his kind of track. Mills, for the second time, has dropped a million miles behind there. Not sure what's the matter with him, must be having bike problems, I think. And so the Monarchs pair put the team ahead, and that pair have had a number of 5-1s in Heat 8 this season. That's a particularly important one because it's reversed the lead, and the Monarchs now have a 2-point advantage.
Catch a picture of him drinking that Slumber fight.
Heat 9, Paul Lee, Andrew Tully, James Brundle and Theo Piper. Tully not well away, the visitors lead. Piper right on the outside line there, miles out. Tully's come through into second, and it's Brundle leading the way. Paul Lee at the back. Now Piper's through into second. Tully on the inside. Monarchs chasing furiously. They must feel they've got a chance here. Maybe not ideally placed, the 2 home men. Piper's come roaring past his partner there. Oh, Tully's fallen. Well, Tully needs to get off the track here to give Piper a chance. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, I don't blame Piper for that because I think he was right to go for his chance. And he didn't make any contact with Tully, but I think the Monarchs will lose a 4-2 there. Harding, Snedden, Nermark, who's unbeaten, and Corrie, who's unbeaten. Corrie got a terrific start, but there's a lot of traffic in front of him, and he's run into it there. Well, he was unfortunate. He made a good start, but it just wasn't the room. So Snedden's in second, and Corrie's at the back. And Nermark got the break on the first corner. And gate 4 has been awkward all night. What can Corrie do about picking up a point? Still got a bit of traffic there to try and deal with. He's trying to come round the outside of Harding. Snedden's got clear of Harding now, and that should give Corrie a chance. He's slipped to the inside line. He's coming with a big drive, but he seems to be slowing up. His engine's stopped. Well, a bad one again for the Monarchs there, with their unbeaten rider having a machine problem, and I think that was possibly the case throughout the race. Slowed from time to time. No points for Ronnie Corrie there. And another 2-4 gives Kings Lynn a 2-point advantage now. Number 11, Henrik Muller, Tomas Topinka, Jack Roberts and James Brundle. And Topinka's made the start and Brundle's there as well. What can Muller do off the second corner? He's caught Topinka there, and Brundle for the second time goes ahead. Topinka hits the dirt and comes quick round the outside. Well, Brundle's proving to be a key man. Muller's trying to get on that inside line and he's got on it. Just lifted slightly there. That's where Muller might pass, but also he might get caught. Topinka's not got that right, and Muller can come through here. He has. Very good effort. Muller's got better in every ride. Brundle's still with him, but Muller should do it from there. He's got the line right now. That was an excellent ride by the Dane. If he's adjusting his motor, then he's certainly getting it right. That was his best ride so far, and it always looked as though he had the drop on James Brundle there, who congratulates him after a good race. Kings Lynn still lead by 2. Gate 12, Tail Piper, Thomas Suchanek comes into this one, Matthew Weathers and the unbeaten Daniel Nermark. And Nermark almost got across there, but has he in fact? He's gone to the front. Well, that was brilliant riding by Nermark, and Piper incredibly has let Suchanek get past him. Gone back round him again. Well, Nermark's about the first rider to get from gate 4 into good position. Weathers gave him a nudge and it still didn't stop him. Now Weathers chasing Suchanek and Piper chasing Nermark. But Kings Lynn in the positions that count most. Nermark goes for the big blast and he's brilliantly got around Suchanek. Tremendous effort by Weathers if he can get this one right, but Suchanek's used that inside line to tremendous advantage. What a race for the point this is, and Weathers has got it. Terrific work by Matthew Weathers there. He tried to upset Nermark on the run to the first turn and it didn't work, as the Swede rode superbly on that first turn. That's his most impressive race yet for my money. And Teal Piper a little disappointing. I felt he had a chance from gate 1 against Nermark there. Not quick enough. Shared race, and Kings Lynn still hold that 2-point lead. Heat 13 looks a big one. All 4 riders in this race have won heats. And the Kingsland with a 2-point lead would love an advantage here. They have Topinka on gate 1, it's Corrie gate 2, it's Lee gate 3, and it's Moller on gate 4. And Corrie and Moller, oh dear, Moller's off into the fence there. Well, we hope he's okay, and we await the referee's decision. Well, remarkably, after a long delay for treatment and an ambulance ride and a check-up, Henrik Moller is back on track. It's all 4 back for the restart of Heat 13, and if we can remember what was going on, Kingsland were 2 points ahead with 3 races to go, and this is a big one. Tomas Topinka had made the gate first time, I think there's no doubt about that, and from gate 1 you'd probably fancy him. What can the Monarchs do about it? And will Henrik Moller survive the first corner this time? Apparently Topinka's away well. Moller's managed to find space this time. Corrie's into second, and he's gone screaming up the inside of Topinka there, hard into the pits corner. Topinka's on the dirt though, and he leads the way. Moller rode a nice first turn there to squeeze into the space, but it looks like Tomas Topinka, when he's in front, he's so hard to catch. Corrie is trying to push on that inside line, hitting the dirt there on the bend, but he's just losing slightly too much and not quite getting it back. And Topinka's got that winning advantage, and he deserves it really, because he led the first time. And that's important because it maintains that 2-point lead. Moller did well to get the point after his ambulance ride. He can rest now if he is injured, and it's up to others to pull back that 2 points over the last 2 races, but it's going to be tough, obviously. Heat 14, a crucial one. Monarchs must take an advantage here, I think. Weathers, Harding, Tully and Brundle, an evenly matched race indeed. And I suppose inevitably the Kingsland riders have made the better start. Harding lifts, but they lead the way, and it's Brundle again, who seems to definitely have the knack of getting to the front. He doesn't always stay there. Weathers is inside Harding, he's pushing hard on that inside line. He's into second, Tully's trailing. An advantage doesn't look likely at this stage, but Weathers could catch Brundle. He's using that inside line, or what's left of it. Brundle's working hard in the dirt. Last chance really for Weathers. He's right on Brundle's tail, but he's still got a bit to do. And Brundle, I think, got it by a wheel. That was a crucial race. It was a fascinating battle, and Brundle did very well indeed. He's been a key man for the Stars tonight, certainly. Terrific win. He's been gating well, and he's been working hard, and he deserved that victory. And for once, Andrew Tully, who's had such a good year for the Monarchs, was trailing, and he hasn't been effective in this match. So Kingsland lead by 4 going into the last race, and with Nermark and Topinka likely to be in it, it doesn't look like there's any way back.
Let me just jump in here to remind you that if you have any shout-outs or mentions you'd like on EMTV, you can now contact John and myself by email. John and Liam at edinburghmonarchs.co.uk is the address. That's also the address if you have any questions for our Sunday lunch sessions. Who will it be this week? Only time will tell. But you can catch up with Sam, Josh, James and Kai, who have all starred in our Sunday lunches over the last 4 weeks on the EMTV page of the Monarchs website right now. John.
Yeah, thanks Liam, and thanks also to Monarchs team sponsor and newest takeaway delivery company around the world, The Fork. We'll be back on Friday for the next EMTV Rewind, when it's Edinburgh versus Glasgow, and it's a spring trophy match from the 1st of April 2011. We'll be back on Friday and hopefully back on Sunday with another member of the current The Fork Monarchs for our Sunday lunch at midday. In the meantime, stay safe, enjoy Heat 15.
Heat number 15, and the position is simple. The Monarchs need an unlikely 5-1 to snatch a draw. I presume Kings Lynn won the toss because they've got gates 1 and 3. They've got Tomas Topinka on gate 1, it's Teal Piper on gate 2, Daniel Nermark gate 3 and Ronnie Corrie in gate 4. Piper's away well and he's cut inside, and it's Nermark again who's gone ahead. Piper almost caught him there but not quite, and the 5-1's not on, I don't think. They pushed Tomas Topinka to the back, but it looks like the former Monarch is going to be the man who clinches victory with a maximum as well. Nermark leads the way. It would take a stoppage now to stop Nermark, and we don't want that. Topinka trying to pick up that point, Corrie keeping him out, but it's all too late for the Monarchs. Nermark's 15-pointer clinches the win. The Monarchs share the last race, but they've gone down by 43 points to 47. And Daniel Nermark has done the damage. At times he didn't look immensely impressive. He was under pressure in a couple of races, but he did exactly what was required, and I think in his last couple of rides he showed that he had a fair bit in reserve, and he won that last race pretty easily. So Nermark, his best performance here by a long way, wins the match for Kings Lynn. You could also say, of course, that Tomas Suchanek, although he only scored 4, the turnaround of points involved in the reserve guests was also a key factor, but I think that would be a bit niggardly perhaps, and I think Kings Lynn deserved their narrow victory. Well, it's not the Scott Waste Monarchs on the truck this week, and I must say pre-match I rather fancied Kings Lynn's chances, especially with a strong reserve, and I think all things considered they deserved their victory. They rode with great determination throughout the side. They didn't all ride well all the time, but there was always somebody doing something, and it was enough, especially with Daniel Nermark taking 5 race wins, which I think was about equal to the number that the Monarchs got. In fact, the Monarchs only got 4 between the entire side, so that tells its own story. So we'll go with the Kings Lynn scorers to start with. Tomas Topinka won 2 races, 7 and 1 from 5, not his best performance, but as I say, they were all doing enough. Chris Mills got 2 from 3. Daniel Nermark was terrific, 15 from 5. In his first 3 rides I thought he looked beatable. In his last 2 rides he proved that he could beat anything that the Monarchs threw at him. 15 from 5. Trevor Harding 5 and a bonus from 4, important contribution. Paul Lee started well and then faded, 4 from 4. James Brundle was a key man, absolutely, with 10 from 5 and 2 race wins towards the end there. Very good performance by him. And Tomas Suchanek with 4 from 4 did well enough as well. The Hermerson Monarch of the match is Derek Snedden for a very good 9-point performance. Derek will always ride hard, however tough the opposition, and he got half the Monarchs race wins tonight with 2 of those. Well done to him, well done to Kings Lynn, and that's it. Good night from Armadale.